During the first 2 days of the preliminary hearing, prosecutors began laying out their case against Barry Morphew. An FBI agent testified that 4 days before she disappeared, Suzanne Morphew sent a text to Barry saying she was done with the marriage. Another FBI agent, John Grusing, testified that 3 days later, the day before Suzanne disappeared, she was in her backyard sunbathing and sending pictures online to a Michigan man with whom she had been having a nearly 2-year-long affair. Grusing said cell phone data showed that when Barry came home, he began moving in a pattern outside the house. Barry later claimed he was shooting chipmunks on his property. Grusing then testified that about 12 hours later, around 3 in the morning on the day Suzanne disappeared, electronic data from Barry's truck showed the truck's doors opening and closing. Barry went to Broomfield a few hours later on a business trip. According to Grusing, Barry made 5 trips to a dumpster in Broomfield, where video showed him throwing away numerous large bags. Grusing testified that Barry could not explain exactly what was in those bags. Meanwhile, on cross-examination, Barry's lawyer suggested that Suzanne could still be alive in Ecuador, where she and her lover had talked about moving.
It's interesting, this case, the way it's postured.
9 News legal analyst George Brocklew says prosecutors have presented some compelling evidence so far, but still have work to do to convince the judge to bind the case over to trial.
How would you characterize the evidence that the prosecution has put forward?
Challenging evidence. Not that it's not suggestive and even corroborative of some parts of someone who has a motive to potentially murder, but motive does not a murder make. You have to have a body. You have to have some other evidence tying this person to that. It can't just be opportunity and motive. There has to be something else, in my opinion, to have a successful case in front of a jury.
If convicted of the top count of first-degree murder, Barry Morphew would face up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He's now being held without bond. Matt Jablow, 9 News.